I was super excited to work with this group of people. All of them are people that I have admired for a very long time. Also, Paulina's one of the most interesting people I have ever met.
Well, I got involved with this project because I made a film called Instinct. And then A24 saw this film and we're like, well, we have this script. And I read it and was very intrigued because I have a friend group who plays mafia or murderer.
I loved the script. The dynamic of the friend group really examined the way that people stay in toxic friendships, hold stuff down, and then finally say it.
Are you fucking talking about us behind my back?
No.
Yes.
All I know is that it's kind of a comedy and then I die. I would describe it as 6 friends and Lee Pace are all hanging out and they go to play a game and then chaos ensues.
I was like, Jesus Christ, when you get to the end, you realize that this whole thing happened for no reason. It's been a fucking accident.
So when we start, we find them almost in like a paradise. The movie literally opens with them kissing. I really wanted to make sure that we start with this summery feeling, this feeling of expectation and very young love.
When I first read the script, I was so struck by how incisive all the writing was. Kids freshly out of college who were just at the peak of privilege. We'll split those kinds of characters like with a knife. It is holding up a mirror to the most toxic and depraved parts of these people, put in the most extreme scenarios where they can become even more unhinged and toxic.
What we were trying to do with this film is we wanted to make the friend group believable. So not just like, oh, they're having so much fun, but actually how it really is. Like sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. And they are sort of intellectual bullies, so they can talk very fast. They, you know, as we have access to all this information, so we can talk on different layers all through each other. And I think that's what they did in a very impressive way. That when you see them interact, you actually think they have known each other for so long.
What? I totally told you guys that I was coming. And I texted you in the group chat.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Whatever. You guys know that I am useless with text, right?
The tone of this movie, it doesn't feel like a traditional horror movie. Everybody's really excited about it because it's very different.
I come from such a different world because, again, I come from the stage. That's where I worked all my life, doing all these classical, tragic roles. So horror is something that I know something about, but not a lot. So I thought, I'm not gonna think about horror. I'm just gonna make my own little genre, you know? So I don't see it as a horror film. I think I see it more as a murder mystery, like a modern version of Clue. That's how I see it, like a fun contemporary version of Clue. So those were the sort of like the references I used.
Silence! Who wants to play Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is based on, people call it very different things. Some people call it werewolf, some people call it mafia, we call it moordenaartje, which is a Dutch word. And it's basically, you all draw a piece of paper out of a ball, and one has an X on it, and that means you're the murderer, and you need to find out who's the murderer. So it's psychological warfare.
It reveals a lot of things. You go for the most obvious person, then you go back to what you've just witnessed, and you're like, God damn it, I've never suspected that that person has this side existing in them as well.
Every single time we play, people start fighting.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it fun, Emma.
It's very manipulating in a way, because you start second guessing your friendship because you're like, what if you behaved like that before and I just didn't catch you?
Is it you?
B is a character played by Maria Bakalova, and to me, she is the outsider, the alien. To me, the film is really also about our need to belong. It's like a primal need. We all feel, I think all of us sometimes feel like aliens.
For somebody that is foreign, when you go to America and you see this dreamland with all of these opportunities, beautiful houses, incredible architecture, I think B is also kind of fascinated going to this mansion, and it's like, how am I supposed to fit? Do I look proper? What I'm doing with my hands? She's amazing. I think she's a very honest person. I'm obsessed with my standalone.
Maria is so funny. It's so interesting because even when she's not saying stuff, she's doing so much with her face.
I love you.
I loved Amanda since The Hunger Games. I was like, wow, what a strong, powerful young actress. So it's been very pleasing to work with her.
You guys, this is B.
I love Amanda. We did some really fun improvs together.
You look so good. I missed you. I missed you too. Also, I have to say,
Love the podcast.
Okay, we have a fan of the
Love the podcast.
Sophie's character is a typical, super attractive, not only in the way she looks, but also the way she behaves. She's obviously very, very good with people, but she has this dark side. And when she shows up at the house, her friends react to her in a very unexpected way. So it's not very clear if she's invited, is she not invited. So that makes her character mysterious, but also, again, very attractive.
Like, you're here, I'm here, we're here together, right? Why are we worrying about the chat when we could just live in the moment?
Yeah, it's because you went to rehab and you're not on drugs. So, like, everything's like, ooh, why don't we just all be cool, man?
I'm playing David. He's kind of a dick, so it's a really big stretch for me.
He's an unpredictable character.
Fuck this game.
Very aggressive, and he will never change. He's been like that forever.
He is very wealthy and has a really big house, and I don't think any of his friends actually like him. They just use him for his house, kind of. So again, big stretch for me.
I missed you.
We both know that's a lie. Nobody's ever missed me.
Pete, everybody knows Pete. Pete's cool. I was very excited. It was like an additional surprise that we all actually really get along.
I'm in a relationship with Emma, who it sucks for her. Because I'm such an asshole. And I know B and Sophie are together, and Alice and Greg. And I'm definitely the worst of the couples for sure.
Look, she's doing that swallowing thing.
Oh my God, you're doing it.
Swallowing is normal. It's a normal thing to do.
Very unattractive. I don't know why you do it.
The way he's able to transform into this toxic character that is nothing like his own personality was really incredible to watch.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm 100% fine. Yes.
Emma definitely has a deep-seated sort of darkness that borderlines on masochism that she masks behind a very poised and calm air, which is very fun to play. And that was a note that Helena and I always came back to.
Is this your first relationship?
I don't know. You just kind of give that vibe. Not in a bad way.
Chase auditioned for Emma, and I was blown away. She's very feminine, but at the same time, she has this complete darkness in her.
Ow, ow. What the fuck?
And we sort of based Emma on Ophelia in Hamlet, where she really is totally obsessively in love with David, and she would do anything to please him. She has sort of a masochistic side, this character. And she just did it in a very beautiful way, elegant, with style.
Alice, what do you know about Greg?
He's a Libra moon, that says a lot. Fuck. Alice is, I would say, spacey. She is just not aware of other people. She's mostly aware of herself. But deep down, I think she has a big heart. She just lacks self-awareness.
Rachel is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. Absolutely one of the funniest people in real life, in movies, in everything.
I got to really get slapped, and I got to really punch Lee, which was fun, because he's such an actor, and he was like, I think you should really hit me in the face.
Oh, for fuck's sake, like this.
Oh my God!
And I did.
Lee Pace is just an icon. I love him. He's also a sweetheart. He's an angel.
Lee was an amazing boyfriend. He has to lift me in the air. He made me feel very safe.
What am I supposed to do, huh?
Why don't you tell us, fucking Greg?
Jordan is this character that you always have this person in the friend group. She's in charge. She's a born leader.
Jordan is a super type A, a little bit bossy, know-it-all, but very practical, but also subject and falls victim to the same adolescent emotional pitfalls.
Stop! I didn't do it!
Maya Halap was always able, whenever everybody became very emotional, she would ground the scene, and that really made the film into what it is. So I think her part is crucial.
Maya Hall is amazing. I feel like whenever I need strength, I look to her. If I'm like, I can't do it today, she's like, you can. And I'm like, okay, I feel grounded.
It's the cast of my dreams. When the first day on the job, you are covered in blood and mud, and there's fake blood in your eyes. It's a whole nother element of trauma bonding.
We shot pretty much in the middle of COVID, and when you shoot mostly in the night and you shoot under huge wind and rain machines and you're soaking wet and cold, The support that you feel from peers, it's tremendously helpful because you're all in this together.
Almost 80% of this film is taking place in the dark, which is super challenging for me and my cameraman. We had to really be so creative with light, because how are we gonna get light? Because if we don't have light, we can't see anybody, so we can't film. So they're basically lighting each other with their iPhones, right? Because that's all we have because the power is out. So that's very exciting because it has this sort of sexy tension, but it's at the same time, of course, because you know you're gonna watch something where people are actually gonna die. And Jasper and I, my DP, we had to like make a whole plan, like how we're gonna do this. And the first thing I thought was like, Alice, which is Rachel, we need to change her into a lighthouse. Like she has to be a source of light by herself. So we put on her all these like neon like lights that she puts on for the party just to have fun. But then, you know, once the power goes down, we actually have her as a source of light.
Hey.
Personally, I've never been in like a big friend group, so the dynamics of like 5 or 6 people in a friend group is crazy. And they're tied together because of their history. I think probably if they had met each other today, they may or may not have been friends.
We live in such a fast decade. Everything changes so quickly, and somebody that you called friend today might be your enemy tomorrow.
Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. Do you know when you're drunk and you cry to me, oh, I'm afraid nobody likes me because I'm mean and a bitch and I suck? Well, you do, okay?
Especially with Gen Zs, the impact of social media make us react and act a different way.
For me personally, just a cautionary tale about my addiction to my phone. Even though they are another generation, I am in their world too, as we all are. And we are just unfortunately all addicted to these screens. And we're not really looking at what's really going on. And if these characters would do that for one moment, the movie would stop.
This movie addresses a lot of this generation's social anxiety. It's just such specific language.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Okay.
I am 46. I'm making a film about Gen Z. What do I know? So it was so important to get all of their input.
She's been always talking with each of us to get to know our feelings.
I loved collaborating, and I loved collaborating with all of them. And I really used their ideas, their worlds to create the movie that it is right now.
Colleen is really great. I don't understand a fucking word she says, but I'm having a great time with her.
What I think makes her touch to this film so special is that like a young adult horror film with mostly women in America could go so many ways.
I've done like some stuff where like you shoot it and you're like, oh, I know this is gonna be shit. But this doesn't feel like that. Everybody's performances that I've seen has been really great. It's a really cool script, and the way they're going about it is exciting.
There is one thing that is mutual for every one of these actors and creators and producers and every single person behind or in front of the camera, that everyone has been honestly dedicated to their craft. They're passionate to share this story to the world.
I'm so excited that I made something that is actually entertaining. Like, I come from hardcore art house, and it is just such a relief to be part of something that actually provokes an immediate reaction, that people are laughing a lot. So I just think it's wonderful that we as a group created something that makes people laugh. And of course, underneath it all, we hope that we have this darker message, because it's also a reflection on our time, and it's a film that makes fun of ourselves, you know, of all of us as human beings and our behavior, and who are we under pressure, who are we when a crisis occurs. And it's just a fun, and by times very scary, whodunit. And I hope to think it's something unique and just exciting.
Check it out. I found a frog. Yeah?
Awesome.
So tiny. They work at Game Hut, huh? You get a discount? I used to have an N64. Look at myself that I sold it. Your mom is texting you. Your mom is texting you a lot.
We're very close. I'm her favorite person.
Oh. I know the lingo.
Myself, I'm worth a lot, and you can't tell me that I'm not, 'cause you can't see inside of me. I'm smart, I'm strong, I'm ready for what comes along. I've got good friends, get the fuck up, we'll stick together till the end. I like myself, I'm worth a lot, and you can't tell me that I'm not, 'cause you